Good evening, dear women.
Good evening, dear teacher.
Oh, Baruch Hashem. I would like to bless all of us. בעזרת השם שיגיע, משיח צאתנו במהרה בימינו אמן, שיגיע מבשר, אליהו הנביא, אליהו התשבי, אליהו הגלעדי במהרה יבוא משיח בן דוד, אליהו נביא זכור לטוב. בעזרת השם, I would like just to announce that next week on Monday, Shoshan Purim, we're going to have over here, בעזרת השם, Seuda and the Purim party. All of you are invited with customs, בעזרת השם. We're going to dance, sing, we're going to have a whole meal, Baruch Hashem, מדלן תדאג לזה, Baruch Hashem, in the Georgian shul. And בעזרת השם, we're going to have also the raffles. There will be the, איך קוראים לזה שלוקחים? תביא, אני אראה את זה. כן. מה? כן, אבל איך קוראים שמוציאים את זה החוצה? Drawing. There will be the drawing of the raffles, and I'm reminding you, בעזרת השם, that it's going to be חוק לישראל translated to English, and it's going to be iPod mini. And the woman that sold the tickets that are going to win, we're going to give her also a prize. So Bezrat Hashem, anybody that wants to buy the raffles, you can do it also on Monday before we are going to draw the winning cards, Bezrat Hashem. I would like also to remind you, שבשעה טובה, Racheli called me and told me like, what's the time now, like 2.5 hours ago, that there's also an app for the iPhone, so you can, and it's free. So you can go to with the iPhone to, I think, the App Store. And Galaxy, there's an iPhone and Galaxy. You can go to the App Store and just download it. It's for free, and you can listen to the lessons wherever you are, Bezrat Hashem. There's lessons in Hebrew and in English, so you can choose the language that it's easier for you to understand, Bezrat Hashem. B'sha'a tova. And I'm reminding you, Bezrat Hashem, that this Shabbat is Shabbat Tzav. We're going to read the second portion of Chumash Vayikra, and it's Parashat Tzav. So if you want Dvar Torah, go, dear women, to either TorahAnytime.com or RabbanitIris.com. Over there you'll see Parashat Tzav, Dvar Torah, because today we're going to do something else. And we're going to continue, Bezrat Hashem, something regarding Tomer Dvorah, but that is connected, Bezrat Hashem, to Purim. This Shabbat is Shabbat Zachor. Last lesson I told you, there are, you remember, special 4 portions that we read. So this is Shabbat Zachor, after that is Shabbat Parav, and after that is Shabbat HaChodesh. And I'm reminding you, like we do every year, on Bezrat Hashem, the lesson that it will be, Mamash, it's the eve of Rosh Chodesh Nisan, we're going to have here a lesson. So then we're going to do, after the lesson, Bezrat Hashem, we are going outside to do Birkat HaIlanot together like we do every year. Baruch Hashem. As I'm just reminding you. This is Parashat Zachor, and I'm reminding you, which means that they are taking out 2 books of Torah, one for Parashat Tzav and the other one for Parashat Zachor, that we read from Parashat Ki Tetzeh in Chumash Dvarim, dear women, Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek. It's a must. Each and every one of us, women, children, men, everybody needs to listen to it. So you should go to the synagogue and listen to Baal Koreh. Or if you are staying at home and your husband knows how to read from the Torah with Ta'amim, it's a few sentences, it's a few verses. He will read it to you at home, Bezrat Hashem, for the women and children that stay at home. Your husbands can read it to you at home, Parashat Zachor, but it's a must to listen to Parashat Zachor. Okay? Dear women, this Shabbat, Parashat Zachor, Bezrat Hashem, I'm reminding you to read Bezrat Hashem the whole Tehillim on Shabbat. And I'm going to remind you again, on Erev Shabbat, on the eve of Shabbat. So you can read Tehillim until it becomes dark, until the sun goes down. But on Erev Shabbat, it's better to read. If you read at that time, if you had time to read it, it's good. But if you didn't have time and it's already dark, please read Shir HaShirim. I gave a lesson about it. It's very important. Read Shir HaShirim, dear women. Open Shir HaShirim and read it on Erev Shabbat. Each woman should read Shir HaShirim. It saves people from hell, mamash. And the number, mamash, Shir HaShirim, I gave a lesson about it. Ma? Not Erev Shabbat, every eve of Shabbat. אחרי הדלקת נרות, dear women, after Sorry? All of it, all Shir HaShirim. The whole Shir HaShirim. Dear women, after we light the candles of Shabbat, it's very good to read Shir HaShirim. Rabbi Akiva says all of the songs are holy, but Shir HaShirim, Kodesh HaKodeshim, the holiest of holiest. Brucha Haba. The holiest of holiest. So please read Shir HaShirim. It's very important.
Can we read it during the night?
Can, you can read it. En baya. There's no problem. En baya. You can read Shir HaShirim during the whole night. כן, את גם יכולה לקרוא. It's a סגולה, I will speak about it again, but not today. שיר השירים היא סגולה, ממש, every eve of Shabbat, please read שיר השירים. בסדר? Every eve of Shabbat. טוב. So now please, this coming Thursday, because Purim is on Sunday, so we can't fast on Shabbat, because Sunday is Yudalet, the 14th of Adar. So on the 13th of Adar is Ta'anit Esther. The 13th is Shabbat. So we don't fast this fast on Shabbat. Only Yom Kippur we fast on Shabbat. So what happens is the fast moves to Thursday. So this week, Thursday, which is the 11th of Adar Bet, is the fast of Ta'anit Esther. Okay? The fast starts, it's the Ta'anit, it's not a Tzom. Tzom is 24 hours, 25 hours. And Ta'anit is only from the morning, when the morning starts, until Arvit, after Arvit. So it starts at 5:49 a.m. and it ends on 7:26 p.m. Okay, this is the fast of Esther, Bezrat Hashem. It's this coming Thursday.
7:26?
כן.
בדיוק החליפו את השעון, thank you very much.
So,
you said something about the fast. You said it. I know this is a fast from sun to sun.
כן.
But you said something else.
Yes, in Hebrew there's Ta'anit, which means from when the sun comes out until after Arvit, until the sun goes down. This is Ta'anit. Okay, but there's also Tzom. Tzom is a fast of 24 hours, and usually Yom Kippur and Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. Those are two fasts. All the others are Ta'aniyot. Okay, all the others are called Ta'anit in Hebrew. Yishar Koach, okay. So, dear women, I just would like to remind you, because on Purim we do part of Sheva Mitzvot, the Rabbanan. You remember we have Taryag Mitzvot D'Oraita ועוד 7 מצוות דרבנן. We have ביחד 620 מצוות. 620 כמניין כתר, crown. אוקיי? כי כ' זה 20, ת' זה 400, ור' זה 200, it's 620, כתר. Because it's Taryag Mitzvot D'Oraita, 630 D'Oraita, and 7 Mitzvot D'Rabbanan. Together it's 620. So part of mitzvot derabanan, which is mitzvot hanehenim, to bless before we eat on everything that we enjoy in life, and then netilat yadayim, the netilah of our hands, hadlakat nerot, when we light the candles for Shabbat and for Yom Tov, and iruvin, all of the laws of Shabbat, iruv chatzerot, iruv tavshilin, everything with iruvin, and then kriyat halel, to say the halel. This is the Rabbanan, and then we have nerot Chanukah. This is also the Rabbanan. And Kriyat HaMegillah bePurim is the Rabbanan. It's part of Sheva Mitzvot the Rabbanan. Kriyat HaMegillah, dear women, and you pay attention. On all the high holidays, we say Hallel. Yeah. All of the high holidays. On Chanukah, we say the whole Hallel. נכון? אנחנו לא מדלגים. ראש חודש אומרים Hallel, dear women. But on Purim, we don't say Hallel. We do not say Hallel. על הניסים זה משהו אחר, זה לא הלל. אנחנו לא אומרים תהלל. You know, it's in the portion of the Sidur. There's the part of Hallel. Once we finish 18, we say Hallel. But we do not say that on Purim. Why don't we say Hallel? Because instead of the Hallel, we say the Megillat Esther. It comes instead of the Hallel. The Megillat Esther. Another thing, we don't say Hallel because over there we praise Hashem that we are not slaves anymore. But after the victory of the Jewish people over their enemies in the kingdom of Achashverosh in 127 countries that Ahasuerus was ruling over, dear women, they still stayed slaves to Ahasuerus. They weren't free yet. They weren't free of Ahasuerus. They were free of the enemy that wanted to kill them, but they were not free of Ahasuerus yet. And we say Hallel only over victories that were in the land of Israel. Now listen, and then you'll ask me, why do we say that on Pesach, on Passover? We say that on Passover, dear women, because on Passover still the children of Israel didn't go into the land of Israel. But then on Purim, we already had the land of Israel, dear women. But we were exiled because of the first temple that was ruined. So once we were exiled and this miracle happened outside of the land of Israel, instead of the Hallel, we say the Megillah. And the Megillah says everything. Everything is in the Megillah, dear women.
What is everything?
Everything about the miracle that Hashem made for us is in the Megillah. This is all the blessings that we say before the food and everything that we enjoy. Okay? So, dear women, let's now go first to Mitzvot Purim. Then I will buy this part and we'll start. Mitzvot Purim, I would like to go through the mitzvot that we have on Purim and the halachot and the Jewish laws of Purim. So we have Kriyat Megillah. First is to listen to the reading of the Megillah and to read it with the Baal Korah, just to read it together with him, not loudly. Dear women, the women as the men have to listen to Kriyat Megillah, even though this is mitzvah shazman gerama, because women are excluded from mitzvot, from commandments that the zman geraman, that they are dependent on time, dear women. But because the miracle was also connected to the women, and Esther Malka is a woman, then the women have to listen to Kriyat Megillah. So if you cannot go to the synagogue, you have small children and you know that they will interrupt and people cannot, because they have to listen. So you can, and your husbands know how to read at home, they can read the Megillah, kosher Megillah at home, for you at home. We have to listen to the Kriyat Megillah twice. Once it will be this year, Motzei Shabbat, and then Bezrat Hashem, Sunday morning, twice. Usually in each synagogue, on Sunday morning, they give like a time for reading the Megillah, and they give another time for women that couldn't come, so they can come. Twice they read the Megillah in the synagogue. Just speak to the rabbis and see, Be'ezrat Hashem, מה צריך לעשות. I need to wipe and remind myself over here. I would like to remind you to bring machatzit shekel. Machatzit shekel. Dear women, usually on Purim, $7. ככה צריך לצאת פחות או יותר. למה? Because it says, I looked in Israel, they said it's approximately 25 shekels. 25 shekels זה פחות או יותר $7. Today, the מחצית השקל, the half of a shekel, I saw in Israel, it's 25 shekels. Yeah, to your rabbi. Each person in their synagogue. So you go to him and you give it. Usually, if you give for the whole family, if the husband gives for the whole family, he has to continue to give for the whole family. If you don't give for the children under mitzvot, then you don't have to, only when they are balei mitzvah. But then it's good to give for the whole family. Machatzit shekel, dear women, and we'll explain why do we give machatzit shekel.
מוצאי שבת, I'm sorry.
כן.
מוצאי שבת יקנבה איסה, מגילה. კვირადილას იქნება, კიდე. და იმ დროს არის מחაცით შეკელის გამოგება.
Exactly. What she says is, Motzei Shabbat, when we read the Megillah, you give the machatzit shekel to your rabbi, dear women, and Bezrat Hashem, it's approximately $7, but it depends. You'll ask your rabbis, Bezrat Hashem, in your synagogue. Beseder? Machatzit shekel, don't forget. See? Now, we said Kriyat Megillah twice. We need to hear it Motzei Shabbat and Sunday morning. And then we have, dear women, Mishloach Manot. I'll just wipe over here so we can see and write. We have, dear women, Mishloach Manot, Ish Lereu. We need to give Mishloach Manot, presents, dear women. And what do we give usually? We give two kinds of food, two kinds of blessings. יכול להיות שהכל ומזונות, עולמות dear women, and שהכל, everything that you want. בורא פרי העץ, בורא פרי אדמה. We give usually two kinds of food, dear women. It's written משלוח מנות. משלוח means, in Hebrew it's in a singular, which means it's enough for one, dear women. מתנות איש לרעהו. מתנות is in ברבים, plural. So matanot is plural. You have to give two kinds of food and one present. Women give to women and men give to men. Okay, dear women? Women give to women and men give to men. Then we have matanot laevyonim, presents for poor people. We give money. It's better to give money than food. Why? Because we help them already for Passover, עבור Pesach. What we give now זה כבר יעזור להמשך, גם first that they will have סעודת פורים. But usually people go even and invite people to that. נותנים ביום של פורים. זאת אומרת ביום
ראשון?
כן, ביום ראשון, ביום של פורים. זאת צדקה. Charity to people.
משלוח מנות אתה צריך לתת ביום ראשון.
ביום ראשון, everything, לא. Everything is on Sunday, dear women. It's supposed to be on Sunday. Okay? The משלוח מנות איש לרעהו and also מתנות לאביונים is on Sunday. Because מוצאי שבת is the הערב רק, but truly אני כבר אגיע לסעודה. עוד שנייה. I wrote the סעודה, עוד שנייה נגיע גם לזה. Then we have קריאת התורה. Please help if you can. Even a beggar that has to beg for money, he should give from his money מתנות לאביונים. Dear women. So we have also Kriyat Torah. We read from the Torah Bezat Hashem on Purim, and we read it from the end of Parashat Beshalach in Chumash Shmot. You remember when Moshe Rabbeinu tells Yoshua to fight Amalek, to fight against, because Amalek, after the children of Israel went out of Egypt and the sea was open for them, and then Amalek came to fight them. So we read this part, it's Shmot chapter 17. This is what we read B'Kriyat Torah. Then we say, dear women, in our prayers, don't forget, and in Birkat HaMazon, Al HaNisim. Don't forget, we say Al HaNisim. In Birkat HaMazon and in Tfilat Shmona Esrei, we say Al HaNisim. I know because we are accustomed, sometimes we skip it. Please pay attention, remind yourselves to say Al HaNisim.
That's Sunday, Monday?
Ken, and also Ken, Sunday and Monday. But dear women, number 6, we have Mishteh v'Simcha v'Seuda. Like we're going to have over here, a big meal, dear women. It's a big mitzvah to do Seuda. Seuda, that you can invite people, Baruch Hashem, that everybody will participate together and drink and sing. And Bezat Hashem have be in simcha. Mishenichnas Adar marbin besimcha. Be in simcha. The Seuda, the mitzvah is on Sunday to do the Seuda during the day, dear women. Which means be'ezor shel mincha, before mincha Bezat Hashem to do the Seuda. Ken. Then do the Seuda. Usually also Motzei Shabbat from Melaveh Malka will do a Seuda, but the true mitzvah is on Sunday to do the Seuda, dear women. So now we are on Purim. We do not do Ta'anit. We do not say a sped. They are forbidden on Purim because Purim is a day of happiness because Hashem saved us. Look, on Chanukah, Hashem saved our soul. Because what they wanted the Greeks, that our soul will be part of them, which means that we won't follow the Torah. And on Purim, Hashem saved our body because they wanted to kill us, literally to kill the Jewish people in 127 Medinot, countries. So dear women, that's why we celebrate in physical things in Purim, not only spiritually, but mostly physical. So we give matanot laevyonim, we give presents to poor people. We give mishloach manot with food, mamash, food we give mishloach manot. We do a big seuda. זה ממש מצווה, it's a mitzvah to do this. All of this is because this is mamash in the physical world. We need to elevate the physical world to a spiritual place. And then, dear women, I would like to remind you, on Purim we read chapter 22 in Tehillim. Eli, Eli, lama azavtani. This is the chapter that Esther Malka said, dear women. So we say this on Purim 22. One time, yes. One time on the days of Purim, we read chapter 22 on Tehillim. As the Sunday, dear women. I would like to tell you, Purim in cities that don't have walls is on Sunday, the 14th, dear women, of Adar, of the month of Adar, which is Yudaled Adar. But dear women, the cities that have walls, like Jerusalem, Kmo Yerushalayim, cities that have walls, they celebrate on the 15th, on Tetvav, the 15th of Adar. They don't celebrate on the 14th, on the 15th. And why is that? Because at the time of Achashverosh, the Jewish people had the merit to fight back, dear women, their enemies on the 13th of Adar. So they fought on the 13th, and on the 14th they rested and celebrated the victory of Hashem that helped us to win this war, dear women. But in cities like Shoshana Bira that had walls around it, in cities like Shoshana Bira, they had 2 days to fight. They fought on the 13th and on the 14th, so they rested only on the 15th. So they celebrate Shushan Purim. That's why it's called Shushan Purim, dear women. So they celebrate on the 15th of Adar, dear women. So this is Shushan Purim, the 15th. This is what it's called, Shushan Purim.
ירושלים חוגגים
כן.
את
אבל in cities, usually what happens, all the cities that had walls during the conquer of the land of Israel by Yoshua Navi, all of them are supposed to celebrate on the 15th. But I'll give you examples, Kmo Akko, dear women, or Yafo, cities like this, that they don't really know when did they truly had the walls. They celebrate 2 days because of the Safek. So they celebrate on the 14th and the 15th, dear women. So cities in Israel, like Akko, Tveria, Tiberia, Yafo, all of them, they celebrate 2 days because there's a question about when was the walls, in the times of Joshua, or it was after the time of Joshua. So they celebrate 2 days. Now, I think we went through all of the mitzvot and the commandments of Purim.
What is 8?
Sorry?
You didn't do 8.
I said chapter 22 in Tehillim. This is 8. To read chapter 22 in Tehillim, this is the chapter that the Queen Esther said in order that Hashem will help her. Hashem gave me the merit to give a whole lesson about it. It's in TorahAnytime.com about chapter 22 in Tehillim. Look for Purim and chapter 22. I don't remember what name I gave it, but it's under Purim. So look, there's a whole lesson about it on chapter 22, and it's a big merit to give that chapter, to give the explanation for the chapter that Hashem gave me. So dear women, please watch it.
Just give me 1 second. Then I'm missing one. The first one to listen to the Megillah.
Yes.
The second one.
Mishloach Manot. And the third one is Matanot Levionim.
The second one was what?
Mishloach Manot is to give presents with food to
Presents
others.
and food.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then with Matanot, charity, and then reading from the Torah.
Okay.
And then we have Amirat Al Nisim, to say Al Nisim in the davening of Shmona Esrei and in the davening of Birkat Hamazon. Okay, and then we have Mishteh v'Simcha v'Suda, the big meal and the celebration, the feast of Purim, and then we are not allowed to have ta'anit or to say a sped of mourning over people that passed away. And then we have the Tehillim chapter 22nd. Betach, you can light candles, Baruch Hashem, for Esther and Mordechai, that their merit will help us to bring Mashiach Be'ezrat Hashem. B'mehera b'yameinu amen. בפורים. You can even...
ביום ראשון בבוקר.
כן, כן, on Sunday morning.
ומי אסתר?
אסתר המלכה.
כן, אסתר המלכה ומרדכי יהודי. You can light candles, dear women, בעזרת אשר ומרדכי... Sorry? זה לא משנה, it doesn't matter.
מוצאי שבת.
Yes, זה כבר נכנסנו לפורים, זה ערב פורים. כן.
As of Thursday, it's okay to light the candles?
לא, יום ראשון זה
יום ראשון.
מדליקים בפורים. But you can also light on Thursday, because that tzaddikim you can light. You know, when it says when the Yortzeit of a tzaddik comes, you can light 3 days before and 3 days after. Because his power is over 6 days, 3 days before and 3 days after. So you can light candles. It's in a good intention, Baruch Hashem, הכל בסדר. So now, dear women, I would like to give you something before it will be too late.
גם שמע ביום שישי אפשר כאילו שמע.
כן, זה משהו אחר אבל. Dear women, let's continue. You remember last week I spoke with you about מחצית השקל. Now I'm going to give you from the Gemara, מסכת מגילה, what it says about מחצית השקל, dear women. I need to open it. It says, and I wrote it for you over here in Hebrew, but I'll translate. אמר ריש לקיש, גלוי וידוע לפני מי שאמר והיה העולם, שעתיד המן לשקול שקלים על ישראל. Which means, ריש לקיש said that it's known in front of Hashem that Haman is going to count shekels against the children of Israel, because he gave it to Hashverosh in order to get the permission to kill all the Jewish people in all the 127 countries. And then it says, לפיכך, that's why, הקדים שקליהם נשקלה. Hashem asked us, בפרשת תרומה, in the portion of תרומה, to count our shekels before him. To count our shekels before him, because he knew, the shekels of the Mishkan, we spoke about it last week, the shekels of the Mishkan, we count before him. That's why, באחד באדר, משמין על השקלים. On the first of Adar, the first day of Adar, we announce to the people to bring the shkalim, מחצית השקל, the half of a shekel. And I explained to you also why, because we need to buy for the month of Nisan all the tmidim, all the sacrifices for korbanot tamid, dear women. But what I want to show you, dear women, because this is a victory, Purim is a victory against Amalek. Look what is written in the Gemara. It's not only written that we announce באחד באדר משמין על השקלים about the shkalim, but also בעל הכלאיים. כלאיים, I think he called it in English a hybrid, which means you take two species and you put them together like shatnez. This is כלאיים. Do you understand? You put them together. Isn't that weird? But listen, באחד באדר משמין על השקלים ועל הכלי. On the first of Adar, we announce the shkalim and the hybrid. Isn't that weird, נכון? Why did the Gemara, in מסכת מגילה, כתוב על הכלי, הרי היה צריך להיות על השקלים, period. But it's not, it doesn't end there. על השקלים ועל הכליים. So who is the כליים? What's going on here? So dear women, this is beautiful. Baruch Hashem. Hashem wants to announce to us that we need also למחות זכר עמלק מעל פני אדמה. Exactly. So how do we do this? Who is the כלאיים? Who is the כלאיים? Amalek is the כלאיים. Amalek is a hybrid. You say hybrid in English?
Hybrid, yeah.
Hybrid. Amalek is the hybrid. Now we're going to learn how come Amalek is the hybrid. We go back to the Chumash Bereshit. We go back to Bereshit. Now we're going to wander through the Torah. And the Chumash Bereshit, it's written, Vetimna hayta pilegesh leElifaz. Timna was the mistress of Eliphaz. Ben Esav, which was the son of Esav. Vateled leElifaz et Amalek. And she gave birth to Eliphaz's son, and his name is Amalek. Look. ותמנע את הפילגש לאליפז. So we know that Amalek is the grandson of Esav. נכון? Amalek is the grandson of Esav, which means Esav is over here. He's part of Amalek, because he's his grandson. But who did Esav marry? So it's written, וילך עשיו אל ישמעאל, ויקח את מחלת בת ישמעאל. In the portion Toldot, dear women, before we hear about Amalek, we hear that Esav went to Ishmael, and he married his daughter Machalat. Dear women, he married his daughter Machalat, which means now Esav is married to Ishmael. He's connected to him. So everything that comes, the grandchild Amalek is the grandchild of Esav Ishmael. So Amalek is Esav Ishmael. This is hybrid. Esav בדיוק כליים. Like שעטנז, dear women. בדיוק כליים. Just pay attention. Now, why did Esav, יישר כוח, why did Esav, dear women, marry מחלת בת ישמעאל? Because he said, ויעקבני זה פעמיים. I can see that Yaakov could overcome me twice. I gave him the blessing of the Bchorah, of the firstborn, and then he took my blessing from my father. He came before me, which he deserved, because once he sold, you remember he sold his rights for the firstborn, so now Yaakov is the firstborn. He has the right to get the blessings. But he says he did that because spiritually he has more power than me. Why? Because Yaakov was Tiferet. He worshipped Hashem, Yaakov, worshipped Hashem in the measure of Tiferet. Tiferet ze rachamim vedin. It's mercy and judgment. Esav was only judgment. Esav היה רק דין בקליפה. Judgment of impurity. How do we know that? Let's go to the beginning. I'll write it again. I'll do it by order, then you'll understand, because we want to continue with this, and you have to have the essence of it. We have Avraham Avinu. He worshipped Hashem, everybody knows, by chesed. Mercy. He had a lot of mercy. This is the measure from the Kabbalah that he worshipped Hashem. And he had two sons. He had Yitzchak, and he had Ishmael. Okay, Yitzchak was din de kedusha. He was judgment, holy judgment. But Ishmael was chesed, de klipa, chesed of impurity. Then, Yitzchak had two children too. He had Yaakov and he had Esav. Esav worshipped Hashem by din de klipa, which means he didn't listen. And then Yaakov by Tiferet. And Tiferet is, like I told you, is rachamim, is mercy and judgment. He was a whole. This is how we need to serve Hashem, with both of them, with mercy and judgment. Now Esav saw that he overcome him. So he said spiritually he has power. He said, but he has judgment and mercy. I have only judgment from the impurity. I have to get married to Ishmael in order to have also mercy of impurity, so I can overcome him in the spiritual. Look how they understood that nothing happens in this physical world. There's no nature. Everything is spiritual. Like Bidiyuk, exactly like Mordechai and Esther. Exactly what happens now in Israel, with all of the giyus, to go to the army or not to go to the army. Dear women, what he understood, Mordechai, and what lehavdil alfei avdalot, what Esav understands, everything happens first in the spiritual world. So what did Mordechai do? He was a minister in the government of Achashverosh, and Esther was a queen. She could come to Achashverosh and tell him, listen, Haman wants to kill all of my people. I'm also Jewish. He will have to kill me, and I'm your wife. She could come to him and politically speak with him, Mordechai and Esther. But they didn't do that. Mordechai understood that the problem is spiritually. We need to fix first. We need to do tshuva, to repent to Hashem. And only then we can do something, because then we'll have the blessing of Hashem. So for 3 days, they fasted. Esther told them, fast for me. 3 days and 3 nights. They didn't eat, they didn't drink, in order to show Hashem, Chatanu avinu pashanu. What you did was right. This is only a messenger. Amanu Amalek. Aman is from the seed of Amalek. He's only a messenger. It's not him. It's Hashem that sent him. If he sent him, we need to change spiritually, to do tshuva. This is what we need to do. This is the same thing that we have now. What happens to us is not because of people. It's because the people are only the messengers of Hashem. And Hashem has a lot of messengers, but one takes it upon himself. So the one who has already bags of sins on him, he takes a bad decree over the children of Israel. He chooses to be the one that to give it out, dear women. But what's wrong is first spiritually. Hashem speaks to us. He said, you have to correct yourselves. You have to repent to me. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. I don't have nachat ruach from this. It's not reach nichoach shel Hashem. I don't have nachat ruach. And when do I don't have nachat ruach? When you forget that all of us are only one people, one soul. What is the cure for the ruining of the second temple? Because it was ruined because of false hatred. The cure for it is only love, unconditional love. That's the only cure, dear women. Not more than that. So what we see over here, that Esav understands that he wants to be at the same spiritual level. So he gets married to Ishmael. And from this marriage, we see that Eliphaz was born. And from this marriage, we have also the connection, dear women, between Ishmael, Esav, and this is the hybrid, which is called Amalek. See, this is Amalek. So let's continue. So it says that Esav, by the Kabbalah, is mushve, compared. Is compared to an ox, leshol. Esav the shol. And you see that Ishmael is compared by the Kabbalah, dear women, lechamor. I have to tell you, I take all the words and I write it down, but then I cannot look for the words to see them. So this is good, Baruch Hashem. This is, you're part of the lesson, Baruch Hashem. So, and Ishmael is compared to a donkey. Donkey is chomriyut, is the physical world. That's why it's written in Chumash Dvarim. In Chumash Dvarim it's written, Lo tachrosh beshor ubechamor yachdav. You are not allowed to plow. You're not allowed to plow, dear women, with an ox and a donkey together. This comes from Kilaim shel Amalek, which means Esav and Ishmael, dear women. You see it over here? Lo tachrosh beshor ubechamor yachdav, dear women. Right. This is mamash Kilaim, dear women. So let's see. Now we are in the month of Adar. Adar Bet B'Shah Tova. And the next month is Nisan. We know, dear women, that on the month of Nisan, we see Nisim Gluim. Nisim Gluim. Which means visible miracles. And on the month of Nisan, we see visible miracles. But on the month of Adar, we see miracles, aval mustarim. They are hidden in nature, because Hashem gave us to fight them back, so that these are miracles that are part of nature, and on the month of Nisan it's above nature. You can see it's above. The 10 plagues, dear women, the opening of the sea, this is above nature. Look at them. But what's important is to see how it brings Gaula. כן, זה מולבש. בפורים זה מולבש בטבע. אבל בניסן זה מעל הטבע. So let's look at it. Chodesh Nisan, dear women. Chodesh, and I want you now to be awake, totally awake, and do calculations in your head. And tell me the calculations. Chet is 80 numerical value. You cannot see it. I'll write it with it. Right? Chet is 8 in numerical value. Dalet is 4, and Shin is 300. How much is it? 312. Okay. Then Nisan, Nun is 50, Yud is 10, Samech is 60, Nun is another 50, How much is it? 170. נכון? 50 is 100, 170. Dear women. How much is it together? 170 and 312. Dear women. איפה אתם? ברוכה הבאה. בואי שבי. So it's together 482. Now again, Chodesh, the month is 312, and Adar, Aleph is 1, Dalet is 4, Reish is 200, this is 205. How much is it together? 205 plus 312. 507. Yes. How much is it together? 2 plus 7 is 9, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 4 is 9. 9. Dear women, look, very special number. So, wait, 999. So it says in Treasar, in Hosea, it says in Treasar, in the prophet Hosea, chapter 2, verse 17, it says, Me'emek achor lepetach tikva. It says, from the valley of trouble, Emek is the valley of trouble, lepetach, to the, רגע, לפתח תקווה, פתח is a pro, לא, יש לזה שם, pro, I wrote it down, כן, פתח תקווה, מעמק החור, רק שנייה. רגע, the valley of, portal. Yes, portal, so it's called the portal of, wow, I needed the glasses. Of hope, the portal of hope, dear women. So it's from the valley of trouble to the portal of hope. Now look, portal of hope, dear women. I'll write it over here. Pei is 80, Taf is 400, and Chet is 8. How much is it? 488. Nachon? Then Taf is 400, Kuf is 100, and then we have Vav is 6 and Hey is 5. How much is it together? 511. סליחה? Hoshea Bet Yud Zayin. So we have 511, Tikva, hope, and the portal is 488. Together is 999. You see? Together it's 999. You see it over here? I'll write it over here. כן, אני ארשום את זה יותר גדול. תסתכלו. Look, חודש ניסן. And then we have חודש אדר. It equals פתח, the portal of hope, תקווה. This is 999, and this together is 999. עכשיו בואו נסתכל מה יצא לנו מזה. Dear women, so what do I miss in order that this will become 1,000? אחד, נכון? השם. א' חסר, נכון? One in numerical value is the letter Aleph. Okay? If I add 1 to this, it's plus 1, it's 1,000. נכון? So מה זה א'? יש לנו כאן 1,000, נכון? תראו, 1,000. זה 1,000. You see 1,000? 1,000 is also א'. Look. זה א', נכון? והא' זה גם פלא. A miracle. You see פלא in Hebrew. It's the same letter. This is pei. You remember there's a pei that is inside the word or the beginning of the word, and this is the pei that ends the word. אחד ממנצפח. Okay, dear women? So this is pele. This is also a miracle. Aleph, נכון? We added 1. So, dear women, where are we now? In exile. How do we say exile in Hebrew? איפה אני ארשום? אני ארשום רגע, לא, אני לא רוצה למחוק פה. I'll write it up here. How do we say exile? We say Gaula in Hebrew, Gaula, נכון? Now, נירה תקשיבי, אנחנו אומרים גולה בעברית exile, נכון? Now we want to add the aleph of השם יתברך. ישר כוח. If I add the aleph, dear women, I come to פתח תקווה, the portal of hope. Why? Because this becomes Ula. Redemption. Salvation. האחד, האלף, נכון? הכנסתי אלף, אחד לכאן זה אלף. מה זה אלף? אלף זה אלף. איפה אנחנו נמצאים? איפה היינו גם בגלות? אנחנו בגולה. אנחנו נמצאים בגולה. So I add the aleph. You see אלף, 1,000, it's just the dots are different. This is 1,000 and this is aleph. The first letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Just I changed the dot. This is Segol and this is Patach, dear women. So I added the Aleph, and now we are in Gaula. Mashiach is here, Baruch Hashem. So look, by those 2 months, it has the power to bring Mashiach, Mamash. Dear women, those 2 months. So it says, Ashrechem zo'ei al kol mayim. It says, be happy, you who plant the seeds of charity, gmilut chasadim, al kol mayim, and study the Torah. Meshalchei regel ashor v'achamor, which means you who free, which means by your charity and gmilut chasadim and your studies of the Torah, you take away the legs of the ox and the donkey of Esav and Ishmael. This is from, dear women, this is from the prophet Ishayahu, chapter 32, verse 20, dear women. Look how everything is connected. So how do we do the fixing with these 2 months, with the Aleph? How do we do the fixing? Because you remember, Hashem gave me the merit to teach you, that if you remember the sin of the first person, Adam HaRishon, it's written, dear women, when we daven Shmona Esrei, V'nasu yagon v'anacha. We say, and yagon, sadness will go away, v'anacha.
Relief. Sigh.
No, but when you do this, not a relief, a good relief, but it's the opposite relief. That when we feel that overwhelmed or something, then we say anacha, like the children of Israel were shouting in Egypt from the work, as ne'enchu ma'avodah. Okay, this is anacha. So the sadness and the showing of the sadness, dear women, will go away when the Mashiach comes, Bezrat Hashem. So it says in Bereshit, it says, Vayas Hashem Elokim, la'adam v'ishto kuton et or ve'albishem. So Hashem made a garment of skin, of leather, and put it on Adam and Chava. He dressed up Adam and his wife, v'ishto. So we know that before the first human being, Adam, had a lot of light coming out of him. He couldn't look at Chava. Chava was so beautiful, and the light that came from her soul out, you couldn't look, just like you cannot look at the sun. Because the soul was outside, mamash. All the glory of the soul was this light, the spiritual light was outside. But then after he sinned, all of it came in, and you could see the skin, dear women. And I already told you, this is the dead skin. What we see over here is dead cells. If you open it, it doesn't look so nice. It looks very scary when you open the skin and you see the living skin, the living cells of skin, dear women. So let's look over here. So we see that the first human being, the skin, the light that he had became all skin. Which means this is light with you see the same letters, Aleph Vav Reish and Ayin Vav Reish. The difference is that skin has Ayin and all light has Aleph. Again, this is the fixing of the Aleph. So what is Yagon? Sadness. I already gave you, Hashem gave me the merit to give you lessons about sadness. It comes from the evil inclination. Yagon, okay. You know what, I'll wipe over here, because then we won't understand. It's too much on the board. So let's see. What is Yagon? Yagon is parallel to Evion. Evion, dear women, is a poor person. Yagon is sadness. Now I want you to pay attention. Look at the letters. I have Yud over here in poor person, and I have Yud in sadness. I have Vav in the poor person, and I have Vav in sadness. I have the letter Nun in Evion, in poor person, and I have the letter Nun, dear women, also in Yagon. What's the difference? Aleph, Bet, and Gimel over here. But Aleph in numerical value is 1, Gimel is 2, it's 3 together. Gimel in numerical value is 3. Look.
2 together is 3, no?
Oh, okay. Aleph is 1 and Bet is 2. Sorry, I skipped. Yeah, I jumped because... So Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, together it's 3. 3 numerical value is the letter Gimel. This is 3. So he or she who are poor in fulfilling the commandments of Hashem and doing His mitzvot, dear women, they come to sadness. They come to sadness, dear women. The ones, because they don't have part in the second world if they won't do what Hashem wants them to do. So he or she, מי שעני במצוות ובמעשים טובים שצריך לקיים את המצוות של הקדוש ברוך הוא, נעשה בעל יגון עצוב. He becomes sad because he's ani, dear women. תסתכלו, you see it over here? Now let's look, what is yagon? Yud is 10, Gimel, which is parallel to the same numerical value. Gimel is 3, Vav is 6, and Nun is 50. How much is it? 69. נכון? 69, okay? Now when Mashiach comes, we want to take out the yagon, the sadness. We will be happy, Bezrat Hashem. There will be peace all over the world, Bezrat Hashem. אז בואו נסתכל. I have אור, נכון? I have leather, אור, skin. He had skin on him. So the skin, ayin, is 70 in numerical value. The numerical value of ayin is 70. So if I take from the ayin 69 of yagon, I will get aleph, 1. Aleph will be the fixing of light. The yagon will become light. The skin will become or. So that I want you to see that you're all practicing with me, dear women. This Benasi Yagon V'Anacha is by a Ben Ish Chai that states what Arashash Rabbi Shalom Shara B'Zchutot Hagen Elenu says. You know, the Ben Ish Chai, all of the Jewish commandments, he follows the Rashash, dear women, by the Kabbalah. So this is, dear women, by the Kabbalah Shel Arashash, and the merit of Ben Ish Chai to bring it, dear women. So you can see over here, Ben Poat Yosef, look, you can see how the fixing of these 2 months of Chodesh Adar, the month of Adar, and the month of Nisan together, and the hybrid Amalek, we can take him out of this world by Ashrechem Zorei Kol Mayim. Be fortunate you who do mitzvot, who do the commandments, and who do good deeds, and study the Torah. Meshalchei regel ashor v'achamor. By this, you are cutting the legs, or sending free the shor, which is a sav, and the ox, which is a sav, and the donkey, which is Ishmael, dear women. That's why the Megillah says, you see, nothing in the Torah, in the written Torah, and in the oral Torah is written in vain. Everything has a purpose. So all of this was only to understand why it's written Be'al HaKilayim. Be'ezrat Hashem, she'egia Mashiach tzidkenu b'mehera b'yameinu amen. That we'll have the fixing, and the ayin will become aleph, and we'll have the light of the soul outside Be'ezrat Hashem, and we will love each other. בעזרת השם, והגיע המבשר אליהו נביא זכור לטוב, לעולם יפרד אדם מחברו בדבר הלכה, יחיד ברבים הלכה כרבים.